Drew Simon.
I haven't heard anything that's happened on the stage until like 5 minutes ago, so hope it's been good. Yeah, it's been good?
It's been good.
You guys aren't traumatized? No? Hanging in there? Cheyenne came into the green room, she's like, I just told them to keep it together. So any of you guys like Disney movies? I didn't say a joke yet. That's you guys like Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys seen Cinderella?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. That was the dumbest yeah I've ever heard. You should feel stupid for answering the question. Jeez. Who let her in? That's All right, guys. I gotta tell you something. I just found out recently the original story of Cinderella, like the book Cinderella. In the original story, one of the ugly stepsisters was so desperate to make the glass slipper fit that she cut her toes off. That should have been included in the Disney version, right? Can you imagine? She's just crying while hacking at her toes and there's mice dancing in the background. Be a good time. Who's on TikTok? There are people in here on TikTok? Yeah. I'm not. I feel too old for it, even though I'm 29. I'm like, I call it Tic-Tac. There's one crazy thing about TikTok, though, that I've heard about. People sent me links. I don't know if you guys heard, there's a war in Ukraine. You guys heard? All right, I just found this out last week. Blew my mind. And the craziest thing about it is the first war that's ever been TikToked. Like, there's soldiers in the front lines making TikToks. A friend of mine sent me videos of Russian paratroopers taking videos while parachuting down into the Ukraine. Crazy. I just wish that's something we had in every other war. Wouldn't that be sweet? Like, can you imagine if we had that in World War I? You know, dudes just moonwalking into no man's land. They're like, this is gonna get so many views. Their head gets blown off, their last words are like, for the gram. I don't know, the craziest one, a friend of mine sent me a TikTok of these Ukrainian teenagers shooting rockets at Russian helicopters, which, pretty wild. And honestly, I just found out, so I don't really care who wins or loses, but I just hope whoever is shooting rockets at helicopters at least yells Kobe before they take their shots. Some of you guys may not like these, but these are gonna be like really sound jokes. It's gonna be set up in a punchline. So I met a vet today. By vet, I mean the kind that helps animals, not the homeless kind. And we got to talking, and he told me 80% of what he does is putting down sick animals. So I just moved away from that dude, because I just realized that vets are just closeted serial killers. Like, what kind of lunatic is doing that 80% of their work? Like, are these serial killer vets driving to work every day with a smile on their face? Like, I'm gonna kill some family friends so I don't have to kill. This is a clean show. I usually say something on the lines of sex worker, but I'm gonna cut that part out. My neighbor is a hearing aid doctor, and he told me that one pair of hearing aids will cost $6,000. Yeah, whoa. And he'll set people up with hearing aids. He said people will make they'll make what's it called? A payment plan, so they can pay off their hearing aids like they're making a car payment. And I said, hey man, what do you do if people don't make the payments? And he looked at me and said, we repossess them. All right. Can we all agree that being the repo man for a hearing aid doctor would be a super fun job? That'd be tight. You just get to wander around Costco with a giant net, hunting elderly people. You catch one, they say something stupid like, I need these to talk to my grandchildren. And you're like, not anymore, you don't. Should have thought about that before you decided to be old and poor. The only thing that would be more fun than that is, I don't know if you guys seen this, in Vineyard there's a store called the Puppy Store. And there's a sign outside that said financing options available. So I'm just thinking about the lucky dude who gets to repo puppies all day. That'd be sick. Like, you get some old lady's service dog and her hearing aids in one run. So I got married recently. Don't cheer for that. I mean, I love being married. One thing I hate about being married is that my wife tries to make me eat healthy because I gained a significant amount of weight. Significant's the word she used, not me. I know, I look in the mirror, I'm like, this is a moderate amount, this isn't significant. And she's like, if you died tomorrow, no one would ask how. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Didn't know I was that fat. I don't know, I hate eating healthy though. She'll send me to the store to buy vegetables and I come back with the wrong ones. Like, she sent me to get cabbage and I came back with lettuce. Or she'll like send me to get cilantro and I've come back with other green stuff. And she's like, you're 29 years old and you don't know the difference between any of the vegetables. Like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, this is a new food group to me. Like, I didn't make fun of you when you tried Mexican for the first time. And Mexican food, not people, because my wife's racist. Just kidding. I just like saying she is in my jokes. I put a clip out on YouTube of my stand-up, and then my mom was like, since when is Amanda so racist? Yeah, I hate vegetables. I hate vegetables so much that I even unplugged my grandpa. It's okay. He was Jewish. I did it for Jesus. So. That's a joke. If you knew my grandpa, he was closer to being a Nazi, so did it for Anne Frank. Also a joke. Those are all jokes, except the part where I killed my grandpa. That happened. There's a theme here. And it's abusing elderly people. We're just going to keep coming back to that. Because it's fun. Yeah, before my grandpa died, he had one of those diapers little people wear. Depends. Have you guys seen those in the store? Yeah, do you wear them? You look like you might. Dude. A dude with those sideburns and that mustache, you look like you might be crapping yourself on the daily.
It's IBS.
Nailed it. Have you seen the boxes for Depends? Those are pretty wild. Like, instead of having like an old person model the diapers, they have like jacked young dudes in their 20s wearing these diapers. Like, what kind of advertising are they going for? Like, sometimes after CrossFit, I poop my pants. My wife's going to school for advertising, so one thing I really like to do is give her ideas for great ads. And I just give nothing but gold. It's all great. I'm just like, take it. The other day we were watching the news, and there's this story in the news. This guy was in a hurry and backed out of his driveway in a hurry, and he backed over his 10-year-old son. Before I move forward, that was tragic. And my wife saw it and was like, oh my gosh, that was the saddest thing I've ever seen. That guy's gonna live with that for the rest of his life. That was the most horrible story ever. And I said, or it's a really good ad for a backup camera, right? Heard some moans, heard some groans, but we got through it. That's the joke I was most nervous to do. The joke usually doesn't do well in Utah because it happened in Utah. And I found out that's happened multiple times in Utah. I don't know what's going on here with parents murdering their children. People in Utah should learn how to do it like an adult, where you drown your kids in the bathtub. That's all right, I have a joke here. I don't know if you guys are gonna like it or not, but I'm just gonna say it. All right. So my wife and I, we got in an argument recently, and I want to know what you guys think about it, because this seems like the right venue to share this argument. So recently, my wife told me that if only straight men existed, if we could self-reproduce, society wouldn't exist. She said we wouldn't have roads, we wouldn't have buildings, we wouldn't have cars, we wouldn't have anything. She said we would still be living in caves, because according to her, the only reason men ever do anything is because women tell us to. You guys agree with that? I don't. I disagreed. I was like, hold on. I was like, I think men want power. Like, even if it was a bunch of dudes, I'd still want to be in charge of all the dudes, you know? Men want power. And my wife cut me off right when I said that, and she said, no, men invented airplanes so they could seduce women in airplanes. That's why. That's why men do anything. And so I brought up an example. I was like, I have a good argument for that. I was like, well, what about Hitler? I don't think that guy was trying to impress women. I think he was doing it for the love of the game. And then my buddy was listening to our argument, and he chimed in, and he was like, actually, Hitler's girlfriend, Eva Braun, was 20 years younger than him. So he absolutely did do it for women. So that's a fun fact, that women are responsible for the Holocaust. My wife's trying to get us to stop eating Taco Bell. Anyone here eats Taco Bell? Woo! There we go. I knew you were going to say woo. IBS, that was a dead giveaway. Yeah, it should be called Irritable Bowel Crunchwrap Supreme Diarrhea. Does anyone here have the Taco Bell app? No? I'm like the only real fat dude in here. That's sweet. So, in the Taco Bell app, download it, check this out. If you place your order in the app, at the bottom of the screen, it says, warning, this may cause cancer or reproductive issues. Taco Bell's not even hiding how terrible their food is anymore. And we still went through with the order, like we weren't. Yeah, which that just means that Taco Bell is now officially the most delicious form of birth control, right? Like, I want to imagine some teenagers who get like knocked up and their parents are all upset, like, how could you guys be so careless? And they're like, we took precaution. And they're like, how? And they're like, we used plan B, and like plan B, and they're like, Baja Blast. My wife asked me, she was like, I don't get it, like, how does it cause reproductive issues? And I was like, well, I know the science. The science on that is every time you eat Taco Bell, microscopic Mexicans go into your body. And they eat all your eggs. And And she's like, that doesn't sound right. And I was like, it is, look it up. And then she's like, how does it cause cancer? And I was like, well, every time you eat Taco Bell, microscopic Mexicans go into your body. And they take the jobs from the white blood cells. It's a fact. My wife wants to stop eating Taco Bell, and I was like, you want me to build a wall around my little Mexicans? Like, didn't know you were a racist. Just kidding, we already knew. I'll wrap it up with one here. Let's talk about immigration. Let's get into it. As you can tell, I probably have some great insights. Have you ever had that uncle who says like, I'm not against immigration, I'm just against illegal immigration? Yeah, we've all heard that. I hope we can all agree that's pretty dumb and ignorant, right? They think that when the government gives someone permission to be here, they wear khakis and vote Republican. That's not how that works. They're still a gross immigrant, right? And that's a joke. What I'm saying is those people are inconsistent in their logic. I love immigrants. Unless you're Canadian, you can go to heck. Yeah, right on, brother. You and I both will rally against the Canadians. No, I love immigrants. I don't know, if I would, you hear these people say, they're gonna steal our jobs, and if I was made supreme ruler for a day, if I could make a law, if I was allowed to make any law, that law would be, if you lose your job to an immigrant, I think you should get deported to the country where that immigrant came from. Right? Next thing you know, we just have a bunch of white people working call centers in India. All right, I'm Drew Simon. Thank you guys very much.